Chapter 1: The Intro. More than brick and mortar. When we look at a $250 million mega mansion, our initial reaction is often defined by sheer awe. We marvel at the infinity pools that seem to spill into the horizon, the rare Italian marble lining the grand entryways, and the multi-car garages that resemble high-end automotive museums. But to view these structures purely through the lens of monetary cost is to completely miss their true significance. To the top 0.1% of global wealth, a home is never just a place of residence. It is a physical manifestation of power, a monument to human ambition, and a highly calculated financial chess piece. Welcome back to Future Prism Lab. Today, we are moving past the superficial layers of luxury. We are stepping inside the world's most exclusive real estate to uncover the hidden architectural philosophies, the staggering engineering feats, and the deep economic principles that dictate why these structures exist. We will explore how the concept of home evolves when money ceases to be an object, and how the world's most elite minds utilize concrete, glass, and land to secure their legacy and project their intellectual dominance onto the earth itself. This is not a tour. This is an exploration of the architecture of wealth. Chapter 2: The Philosophy of Space Form, Function, and Dominance. To understand high-end real estate, one must first understand the intellectual framework behind its design. For centuries, mainstream architecture followed the classic modernist dictum, coined by Louis Sullivan: form follows function. A house was meant to provide shelter, comfort, and efficiency. However, when you enter the realm of the billionaire class, this philosophy undergoes a radical transformation. Here, form does not merely follow function, form commands psychology. The architectural layout of an elite estate is engineered to evoke specific emotional responses, both from the owner within and the observer outside. Consider the concept of spatial dominance. When an individual controls hundreds of billions of dollars in digital assets, their daily life is abstract, existing on servers and balance sheets. A monumental piece of architecture grounds that power into the physical reality of the earth. Grand entryways with soaring 20-foot ceilings are not accidental design choices. They are calculated to make the human visitor feel small, establishing an immediate hierarchy before a single word is spoken. The deliberate use of massive, uninterrupted spans of glass serves a dual purpose. From the inside, it provides the illusion of total control over the surrounding landscape, a psychological state known as the monarch view. The owner looks down upon the coastline, the valley, or the city skyline, reinforcing their position at the top of the social and economic pyramid. From the outside, the vast transparency creates a paradox of openness and extreme exclusion. You can see the wealth, but you can never touch it. Furthermore, the integration of natural elements, a concept known as advanced biophilic design, is pushed to its absolute limits in these properties. We are not talking about simple indoor plants. We are observing mature, centenary olive trees, imported from Italy and crane lifted into enclosed interior courtyards. We are witnessing indoor waterfalls that utilize advanced acoustic engineering to mask the ambient noise of the outside world, replacing it with a curated, meditative soundtrack of rushing water. This is the ultimate luxury: the ability to completely alter the natural environment to suit one's personal psychological needs, creating a private ecosystem where the outside world ceases to exist. Chapter 3: Engineering the Impossible, the Cantilever and the Cliff. The appreciation of ultra-luxury real estate is fundamentally tied to the difficulty of its execution. Anyone with sufficient capital can build a large house on flat land. But the elite do not want the ordinary, they want the impossible. This desire has driven a revolutionary partnership between high-end architects and structural engineers, resulting in buildings that appear to defy the laws of physics. The most striking example of this is the widespread use of the cantilever structure in coastal and cliffside properties, particularly in regions like Malibu, California, and the Mediterranean coast. A cantilever is a rigid structural element that extends horizontally, and is supported at only one end. In elite residential architecture, this allows architects to project entire living rooms, master suites, and infinity pools completely out over the edge of sheer cliffs, suspended hundreds of feet above the crashing ocean below. To the untrained eye, it looks terrifyingly fragile, as if the entire house could tip forward into the sea at any moment. But behind this aesthetic of danger lies an extraordinary matrix of engineering. To support a 70-foot cantilevered concrete deck, engineers must anchor the back of the structure deep into the solid bedrock of the mountain, using massive, tensioned steel tiebacks and subterranean concrete piles that descend over 100 feet into the earth. Why undergo such astronomical expense and structural risk? Because in the philosophy of the 0.1%, overcoming gravity is the ultimate expression of human capability. It is a visual testament that the owner possesses the resources and the intellect to master nature itself. When you stand in a living room where the floor beneath you is suspended over thin air, and the glass walls offer an uninterrupted 360-degree view of the ocean, you are experiencing an engineered miracle. The structural engineering becomes invisible, leaving only the pure, unadulterated emotion of flight and absolute safety amidst chaos. This intersection of extreme vulnerability and total security is the defining characteristic of modern luxury engineering. Chapter 4: The Currency of Scarcity: Real Estate as a Blue-Chip Asset. Now, let us pivot from the artistic and engineering philosophies to the cold, analytical world of macroeconomics. To the general public, a house is a consumption good, a place to live that requires monthly payments. To the billionaire class, ultra-luxury real estate is an alternative asset class, functioning much like gold, sovereign bonds, or a masterpiece by Picasso. In an era characterized by currency fluctuations, inflation, and unpredictable stock markets, prime real estate in specific geopolitical safe havens represents the ultimate preservation of capital. The driving force behind the astronomical valuations of these properties is the economic principle of absolute scarcity. In cities like New York, London, or Monaco, the amount of land available in premium locations is mathematically finite. You cannot manufacture more land on Central Park South, nor can you create new coastlines in Saint-Tropez. Therefore, when a billionaire purchases a $200 million penthouse overlooking Central Park, they are not merely buying a home. They are acquiring a monopoly over a specific coordinate of global geography. These properties exhibit what economists call price inelasticity, because the buyers belong to an ultra-elite demographic, whose wealth is largely insulated from everyday economic downturns. The value of these trophy assets does not fluctuate like standard residential housing markets. During global financial crises, while average home values plummet, the prices of top-tier mega mansions often remain stable or even increase. Wealthy individuals flee volatile paper assets and park their capital in physical, tangible wealth blocks that cannot be erased by a market crash. These homes are essentially high-yield bank vaults made of concrete and glass, allowing families to transfer massive generational wealth across decades, while enjoying the tax advantages and prestige that only land ownership can provide. Chapter 5: The Psychology of Security and Visible Fortresses. For the ultra-wealthy, luxury is inextricably linked to the concept of absolute safety. However, the modern architectural philosophy of security has moved away from the gated castle aesthetic of the past. Today's elite mansions utilize what is known as invisible security architecture. The goal is to provide military-grade protection without compromising the aesthetic of a high-end art gallery. Modern estates are often built with sophisticated subterranean bunkers that are integrated seamlessly into the floor plan. These are not dark, cramped basements. They are luxury living environments, equipped with independent air filtration systems, sustainable food storage, and secure communications arrays. The windows, while appearing to be standard floor-to-ceiling glass, are often multi-layered ballistic shields capable of withstanding high-caliber impacts. Advanced biometric sensors are hidden within the door frames, and AI-driven surveillance systems use thermal imaging to monitor the property perimeter, distinguishing between local wildlife and human intruders in real time. This level of security provides a profound psychological benefit: the ability to live in total transparency with nature while being encased in an impenetrable digital and physical shell. It is the architecture of peace of mind. Chapter 6: Geopolitical Sanctuaries. Why location is a philosophy. When a billionaire chooses a location for a landmark property, the decision is rarely based on climate alone. It is a strategic geopolitical move. Specific cities like New York, Zurich, Singapore, and Dubai are chosen because they offer the three pillars of elite stability: the rule of law, financial transparency, and political neutrality. In the world of high finance, these properties are often referred to as safe haven assets. By owning a flagship residence in a globally stable jurisdiction, an individual secures a physical foothold that provides diplomatic and economic leverage. If a person's home country experiences sudden political or economic instability, their international real estate portfolio functions as a secondary base of operations. This is the ultimate exit strategy. The architecture in these regions is designed to reflect this permanence. Buildings are constructed using materials meant to last for centuries: granite, reinforced concrete, and high-performance alloys, signaling to the world that the owner's wealth and legacy are not transitory, but enduring. Chapter 7: The Future of High-End Architecture. Sustainability as prestige. As we look toward the future, a new architectural philosophy is emerging. Among the global elite, ecological prestige, the next generation of mega mansions, is not defined by how much energy they consume, but by how much they regenerate. We are seeing the rise of vertical forests and carbon-neutral estates that utilize geothermal heating and advanced hydrogen fuel cells. This shift is driven by a new intellectual trend among the wealthy: the desire to be seen as stewards of the planet, rather than mere consumers of its resources. High-tech sustainability has become the new ultimate status symbol. An estate that can function entirely off-grid, producing its own water, food, and power through cutting-edge technology, represents the highest form of intellectual and financial autonomy. It is the realization of the sovereign sanctuary, a home that is not only a palace, but a self-sustaining life support system for the future. Chapter 8: Conclusion. The monument of the self. In the end, why do we build these monuments of glass and stone? Why spend hundreds of millions on a single structure? The answer lies deep within the human psyche. Since the dawn of civilization, from the pyramids of Giza to the palaces of Versailles, humanity has used architecture to scream into the silence of history. We build because we want to be remembered. An ultra-luxury mansion is the ultimate monument of the self. It is a physical record of an individual's success, a testament to their taste, and a legacy for their descendants. It is where the abstract world of high finance meets the tangible world of art and engineering. For the top 0.1%, these homes are the final frontier of self-expression. They are not just houses, they are the architecture of human possibility. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the philosophy of luxury real estate. If you found these insights valuable, make sure to subscribe to future Prism Lab. We will continue to explore the hidden mechanics of wealth, design, and the elite lifestyle. Until next time, remember, your environment is the most powerful reflection of your vision. Build wisely.